Today marks the 10th anniversary of the first video uploaded to YouTube. It was a 19-second video showing one of the company's founders describing an elephant at the San Diego Zoo.
Alright, so here we are, one of the elephants. The cool thing about these guys is that they have really long fronts, and that's cool.
Since that day in 2005, 17 million people have viewed it.
Now YouTube claims more than 1 billion users worldwide who watch hundreds of millions of hours of video every day of everything from cute kittens to how-to tutorials. Joining us is Nicholas Thompson, CBS News contributor and editor of NewYorker.com to discuss all things YouTube. So, I mean, people in the tech world could not have predicted this. What is it that makes YouTube so successful?
Well, at the time, 10 years ago, there were a bunch of video sharing sites, right? We're a very visual species. We like to see things, but it took a while for video to take off online because of bandwidth constraints. It was hard to watch it. We didn't have fast enough connection speeds. There wasn't enough storage space. So about 10 years ago, someone was going to make it. Somebody was going to succeed, and someone was going to become the video platform. Why was it YouTube? They made a bunch of smart choices. They made it easier to upload stuff. They made it easier to share stuff, and they got lucky, and then they got bought by Google.
Well, Nick, Facebook now is mounting a serious challenge with their embeddable videos. Can they knock YouTube off the #1 spot?
Right, it's interesting, right? So the business model of YouTube, for a long time, the question was, can YouTube make money? Can YouTube make money? Finally, they kind of figured that out, right? Bandwidth costs went to zero, and they started getting revenue. Now they have their first real competitor. It's Facebook. Can they knock them off? Absolutely. Right? What Google doesn't have is a social network to back up YouTube. They wanted to integrate it with Google+. Google+ has not done remotely what Google hoped. Facebook is massive. Facebook is growing. Facebook is going hard into video. You're going to see a lot more video push from Facebook. Yes, that's a threat. Snapchat is also a threat.
That's going to be my question, because now you have Snapchat, you have Meerkat, you have Periscope. What kind of challenge does that pose to YouTube?
Well, I think Snapchat is a real challenge. Like, the growth of Snapchat among young people is, astonishing. And they're going into the same kind of platform business that YouTube is in. They have channels for brands. They do events, right? The Boston Marathon. They had all kinds of people Snapchatting and showing stuff. There may have been more stuff watched there than there was on YouTube of the marathon. So Snapchat is a big threat, but Facebook is, of course, the biggest one.
With all this embeddable video, you still think that YouTube is going to be around for a while.
YouTube's going to be around for a while, right? It has Google backing it. It has very smart engineers. It has all these people who've invested a lot of time building channels, building networks. It has a lot of great infrastructure. It has a lot of great content. There is massively more stuff on YouTube than there is on Snapchat. No one is going to knock YouTube off for a while. On the other hand, YouTube's market share has been growing. Share of its attention that we give to it has been growing. Will that stop? Perhaps. In fact, maybe probably. I think this is a real issue for YouTube. It's not going away, but it's challenged.
And it hasn't changed all that much. I mean, just a little bit. Everything looks pretty much the same, right?
Well, that's kind of the funny thing, right? So one of the great advantages of YouTube is that it showed that we kind of like grainy videos that are fun more than we like highly produced, at least in that format and in that place. Like, you look at that first video of the elephant at the zoo, and that's kind of set the the standard for what YouTube is and what YouTube has done. They've constantly traded fidelity for bandwidth and for ease and for access and all of that. So YouTube hasn't changed maybe quite as much as one might think. They've tried to change it every now and then, but it has a culture, it has a thing, and it keeps doing it.
So we have to ask you this. What is your favorite all-time YouTube video?
So the serious answer to that is the video of the woman named Neda who was killed in the streets of Iran. And that was a very important moment for protest. And it showed the power of YouTube, the power of a cell phone camera when reporters weren't in. We didn't really know what was going on. There wasn't a story that could captivate the world, right? And so that video may be the most important video that's ever appeared.
Dying woman in Iran during that Green Revolution.
Her face, that moment, it's a horrifying video. You don't ever want to call it your favorite anything, but of something that really mattered. And then the video I've probably watched the most, because I have little kids who love soccer, is Lionel Messi at age 19 with the long hair, dribbling down through 6 defenders, going past the goalie. That goal is awesome.
Surging forward with real menace here. Brilliant from Messi. Oh, what a goal that is!
What about you, Elaine?
I have to say Kid President.
Kid President.
So Kid President did his pep talk. I don't know if you guys remember this. We all need a pep talk.
I do remember this.
This is life, people. You got air coming through your nose. You got heartbeat. That means it's time to do something. A poem. 2 roads diverged in the woods, and I took the road less traveled. It hurt, man!
So that video actually went viral, and after a while, I thought to myself, I wonder what the real story is. And so I actually pursued an interview with them, got an interview with them. They're fantastic, love them. Robbie Novak is kid president, and it was great. So that's my favorite video. Yeah.
So
How about you?
Well, you know, I was going to say Star Wars Kid, which I don't even know if it was a YouTube video. It is on YouTube, but Moshe, our EP, is always like, not everything relates to Star Wars, Vlad. So I'd probably go with the Ooga Chaka baby. You know, the baby that's like the dancing naked baby. That's like,
Ooga Chaka, Ooga, Ooga, Ooga Chaka, Ooga, Ooga.
Ooga Chaka,
I forgot
Ooga
about
Chaka.
that too.
Right?
Yeah,
So
that's a good
I thought
one.
that was kind of cute.
That is cute.
A classic.
All right, Nicholas Thompson, thanks for being here.
Thanks for
Appreciate
having
it.
me here.